Have you ever wondered why stories and legends are repeated from generation to generation in different cultures and societies? Or why are their places considered cursed? Today, we'll talk about the 5 most famous ghost legends of England. In the shadows of Epping Forest in the east of London, it is said that the spirit of a marching soldier roams the paths, marching endlessly. The legend tells that the soldier was part of a troop that mysteriously disappeared in an ancient war. Since then, his soul has been trapped, marching along the forest trails without rest. Those who venture into the forest in the early hours of the morning have heard the echoes of heavy footsteps that seem to get closer, but when they look, they see nothing but thick fog. Others claim to have seen a ghostly figure among the trees, walking with a distant and lost expression, as if searching for something or someone. What is this soldier searching for? Redemption? Revenge? Or simply the release from his eternal punishment? The legend of the marching soldier in Epping Forest is fascinating, filled with mystery and elements that evoke an unsettling feeling. Stories of spirits trapped in an eternal cycle are common in many cultures, and this tale seems inspired by myths of lost souls searching for something they can never attain. The fact that the soldier is part of a troop that disappeared in an ancient war adds a layer of historical tragedy to the legend. What kind of war was it? A conflict where death and loss are still felt today? The forest, as a setting, also holds powerful symbolism, a place where nature and the supernatural meet. It is as if the forest is a threshold between the world of the living and the world of the dead, where trapped souls cannot cross to the other side. As for the question of what the soldier is searching for, there are several possible interpretations. If the legend speaks of redemption, it could be that the soldier hasn't found peace because of something he did or something he couldn't avoid during the war. Perhaps he still carries the weight of a wrong action or the memory of his troop's disappearance. In terms of revenge, the idea of a wandering soul seeking justice for an injustice suffered also resonates in many ancient legends. On the other hand, the release from his eternal punishment could be the most tragic interpretation, a soldier who simply wants to rest but doesn't know how. The reports of people hearing heavy footsteps or seeing a ghostly figure might reflect some kind of echo of the tragedy of that soldier, still marching because his soul doesn't know how to rest. The thick fog is another fascinating element as it represents confusion and the unknown, adding an aura of bewilderment to the experience. This kind of legend, with its echoes of war, loss, and desolation, touches on the deep themes of memory, regret, and eternity. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my stories while I draw. In every video, we always discover new knowledge and random curiosities about our world. The Tower of London is one of the most historic and mysterious places in England, but it has an even more chilling connection to the past. The spirit of Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII. Anne was executed in 1536 on charges of treason that many believe were fabricated, and her spirit, they say, still haunts the tower's walls. Anne Boleyn has been seen several times, especially near the Traitor's Gate, the same gate she passed through on her way to execution. Those who claim to have seen her describe her as a headless ghost, with a bleeding neck, but with a deep and penetrating gaze that seems to search for something beyond death. Is Anne seeking justice for the injustice she suffered? Some believe her spirit hasn't found peace due to the way she was treated, while others maintain that her appearance is a warning to those who dare to uncover the secrets of history. Anne Boleyn was Henry VIII's second wife and the mother of Queen Elizabeth I. She was accused of treason, adultery, and incest, and executed in 1536 at the Tower of London. Many believe her death was unjust, as the charges against her were likely fabricated so that Henry could marry Jane Seymour. Since her execution, her spirit has been reported multiple times at the tower, especially near the Traitor's Gate, where she passed on her way to death. As I mentioned earlier, those who claim to have seen her describe her as a headless ghost with a bleeding neck, but with an intense gaze. It is believed that Anne's spirit still haunts the tower because she hasn't received justice for her tragic death, or as a warning about treachery in the royal court. Her appearance is one of the most famous historical ghost legends in England. If you're scared of ghosts and gruesome things, don't worry. Visit my online store. It's full of beautiful drawings related to my YouTube stories. You have the direct link in the description and in the comment box. Landy is an island located in the Irish Sea off the coast of Devon, southwest England. It is a relatively small island, about 5 kilometers long, around 3 miles, and 2 kilometers wide, around 1 and 2 miles. Landy is famous for its natural beauty and wildlife, but it also has a fascinating history of piracy and legends dating back centuries. During the 7th and 18th centuries, the Devon coast was a popular refuge for pirates who took advantage of the island's proximity to the Irish Sea trade routes. Black George, the pirate at the center of this legend, is believed to have operated in this area, plundering ships and hiding his loot in remote parts of the island. It is said that the spirit of Black George haunts the island. This man, before being captured and executed for his crimes, hid a valuable treasure in the rocks of the island. After his death, many have claimed to see his spirit roaming the island, searching for his lost loot. Sailors passing by claim to see a ghostly figure near the shores or hear strange noises as if the pirate is still searching for what he hid. The story is unclear on exactly how Black George died. Some accounts claim he was captured by the British authorities and executed on the island, while others suggest he was captured on the mainland, tried and then hanged. What seems certain is that his death was due to his piratical activities, making him a tragic and mysterious figure. The figure of Black George has been described as a terrifying man staring at the sea, perhaps waiting for someone to discover what he left behind. The story of his treasure has attracted not only fortune seekers, but also fueled the legend that, on foggy nights, his spirit is said to become more restless, walking among the rocks of the island in search of his precious treasure. The figure of Robin Hood, the noble outlaw who stole from the rich to give to the poor, is one of the most well-known medieval legends in England. However, after his heroic life and tragic death, it has been said that a curse hangs over Sherwood Forest, where he and his band took refuge. According to the legend, Robin Hood made a pact with the mystical forces of the forest to protect his followers. But the betrayal of one of his own men triggered a curse that never allowed Robin to find peace. It is said that his spirit, along with of his companions, wanders the forest seeking redemption. on dark and foggy nights, some claim to see the hooded figure of Robin Hood shooting arrows into the darkness or hear the echo of the same flying between the trees. The legend of Robin Hood is one of the most iconic in English history, but the story of his curse in Sherwood Forest adds a dark twist to his well-known hero figure. According to this version of the legend, Robin Hood, the leader of the outlaws fighting against injustice, made a pact with the mystical forces of Sherwood Forest. These forces, often linked to the spirits of the forest, or even other entities like fairies or druids, granted him powers and protection for him and his band, allowing them to escape and continue fighting for the poor. However, this pact came at a price. The dark twist in the story comes when one of Robin's closest followers, perhaps out of greed or fear, betrayed him. This act of betrayal triggered a curse that never allowed Robin Hood to have peace, either in life or death. The curse bound his soul to Sherwood Forest, so that even after his death, his spirit, along with his companions, continued wandering the forest. It is believed that the curse was a form of eternal punishment, a condemnation not only for the betrayal, but also because Robin was never able to fully complete his mission of justice before his death. All night, when Sherwood Forest is shrouded in fog, it is said that the apparitions of Robin Hood can be seen with his characteristic cape and hood, moving among the trees as if he were still hunting or protecting his territory. The sound of his arrows is another common phenomenon. Some claim to hear the echoes of his arrows flying between the trees, as if he were defending the innocent from the shadows of the forest. Those who claim to have seen Robin Hood's figure in the forest say that his presence is filled with melancholy and sadness, as if he is searching for redemption that he can never attain. In addition, some stories claim that other members of his band, like Little John or Will Scarlet, also appear in spectral form, still loyal to their leader in death. The legend of Robin Hood's curse has not only fueled fascination with the hero of Sherwood, but has also added a darker layer to his story. It is said that Sherwood Forest is a place full of secrets, and those who venture too deep into its darkness may feel watched or witness inexplicable phenomena. For some, the spirit of Robin Hood still lingers in the forest, seeking redemption for the betrayal of one of his own and for a justice he never completed. This adds a tragic nuance to the figure of the famous outlaw. Instead of being a mere hero who stole from the rich to give to the poor, Robin Hood becomes a tormented figure whose soul is trapped in an eternal cycle, searching for the peace that never came due to the betrayal he suffered. On foggy nights, his presence seems to continue hunting, a reminder that even the greatest heroes can fall victim to their own struggle and to the mysterious forces that govern fate. In the ruins of Glastonbury Abbey, one of the most mysterious sites in England, it is said that the spirit of a medieval knight roams the ruins. This knight, according to some accounts, was one of the knights of the Round Table of King Arthur, who swore to protect the place until his death. After his death, his soul became trapped in the ruins, condemned to patrol the site for eternity. Visitors walking through the abbey on dark nights claim to have seen the figure of a man dressed in armor, crossing between the broken columns in silence, as if fulfilling a forgotten mission. Some say that if you cross paths with him, he will lead you to a lost secret, but only those with a pure heart can discover it. The legend, though evocative, also leaves a sense of unease, as if something truly lurks among the shadows. No doubt, England is filled with these stories. We've reviewed 5 of the most famous, but I will bring more to the channel if I see you like them. And now, do you believe in ghosts?